Before we get into the heavy disciplinary news coming out of New York today regarding your Carolina Panthers, do me a huge favor and hit that like button on this video right now to help us beat the algorithm. And drop your name and city in the comment section below so I can see exactly where this passionate Carolina Panthers fan base is tuning in from today. Now, let's get straight to the wire regarding the aftermath of Week 15. I have been in contact with sources regarding the disciplinary reports from the league office, and the NFL is coming down hard on the Carolina secondary following the loss to New Orleans. I've been told that cornerback Michael Jackson has been issued a significant fine totaling $20,611. To put that number into perspective, this is the second highest fine levied across the entire National Football League for this slate of games, which tells you exactly how seriously the league office is reviewing these specific types of collisions. The infraction stems from a play in the fourth quarter, with just under 8 minutes remaining, involving a hit on Saints wide receiver Chris Olave. What makes this situation particularly frustrating for the organization and the player is the discrepancy between on-field officiating and post-game administration. Jackson was not actually penalized by the referees during the live action of the game. The league's review board, however, deemed it unnecessary roughness involving a use of helmet violation. When you see a fine exceeding $20,000 for a play that didn't draw a flag in real time, it highlights the aggressive nature of the NFL's current crackdown on helmet-to-helmet contact, especially involving star receivers like Olave. But Jackson wasn't the only Panther to lose a paycheck this weekend. Shifting to the offensive side of the ball, I can confirm that left tackle Ikem Ekwonu has been fined $11,593. This situation is completely different from a strategic standpoint because it speaks to the culture of protection around the quarterback. Ekwonu was flagged for unnecessary roughness for a retaliatory late hit on Saints veteran Cam Jordan. The context here is critical. Jordan had pushed Bryce Young near the sideline, a move that Ekwonu took exception to immediately. While no coach wants to lose 15 yards or see a player fined, there is an unspoken understanding in the locker room that you protect the franchise quarterback at all costs. Jordan, notably, was not fined for the initial push. The irony of the disciplinary report released Saturday is found in what was missing. While the Panthers are writing checks to the league office, the play that arguably decided the outcome of the game resulted in zero financial punishment. I'm talking about the hit by Saints safety Lathan Ransom on Tyler Schuth. As many of you know, Schuth orchestrated the late drives that killed Carolina's momentum, but on his final run, he gave himself up, sliding feet first at the Carolina 44-yard line. Ransom hit him in the head area and was flagged for unnecessary roughness, a penalty that moved the ball to the 29-yard line and set up the game-winning field goal with 9 seconds left. Despite the flag determining the game, sources indicate Ransom was not fined. Ransom admitted post-game he needs to be more aware, but the inconsistency of the league finding Jackson for a non-flagged play while sparing Ransom for a flagged game-deciding illegal hit is something that is certainly raising eyebrows around the facility in Charlotte. This loss drops the Panthers to 7-7, a devastating blow to the momentum they had been building. The reality is that this game was winnable. The defense, despite the fines, played hard, but the execution in critical moments faltered. This brings me to Bryce Young. The improvement is undeniable, but the results weren't enough to secure a playoff spot this week. Young finished 15 of 24 for 163 yards and a touchdown, adding another 49 yards on the ground. When you look at his season holistically, sitting around a 63% completion rate with 19 touchdowns and 9 interceptions, you see a quarterback who is stabilizing the franchise. However, against a 4-10 Saints team, the expectation is domination, not just stability. Young admitted it himself, citing a lack of execution and the team's pride in finishing, which simply didn't happen in New Orleans. The numbers are improved, but as Young said, it doesn't feel good. The team is chasing its first playoff berth since 2017, a drought that feels like an eternity for this fanbase. A win in the Superdome would have set up a massive clash with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Week 16, with the division essentially on the line. Now, the path is significantly harder. The margin for error has evaporated. We are looking at a team that has the talent to compete, as evidenced by the 7-7 record, but lacks the discipline to close out inferior opponents on the road. The fines add insult to injury, literally taking money out of the players' pockets after a loss that took the wind out of their playoff sails. As we look ahead to the next matchup, the focus has to be on discipline, both in avoiding penalties that extend drives and in executing the offensive game plan to support a defense that is clearly playing with high physical intensity. The league has sent a message with these fines, particularly to Michael Jackson. The question is, how will the team respond? Will they let the frustration of the officiating and the fines linger, or will they channel that aggression into the Bucs game? I want to hear your take on the league's decision-making here. Do you think it is fair that Michael Jackson was fined $20,000 for a play that wasn't flagged, while the hit that cost Carolina the game resulted in no fine for the Saints player?